Let's just jump right into this explainer. We're going to uncover a deeply fascinating and honestly highly defensive psychological landscape that's hiding right beneath the surface of people who just always stay perfectly calm. We see them every day, but as we'll discover, there is a whole lot more going on behind those still eyes than meets the eye. Have you ever met someone completely unfazed by chaos? You know the exact type of person we're talking about here. Everyone else in the room is literally losing their minds over a missed deadline or a sudden crisis, and they are just a rock. They never raise their voice, they never show panic. They face every difficult situation with this quiet, steady presence that, well, we instinctively admire. We usually just assume this calmness is a sign of deep inner peace, right? Or maybe just superior emotional strength. But is it? Well, here's what's truly fascinating. It shatters our basic assumptions. This constant calmness isn't necessarily Zen at all. Look, while some people are just naturally relaxed, for others, what looks like deep inner peace is actually a highly defensive, incredibly calculated strategy. Right beneath that quiet surface, they are running complex cognitive patterns designed specifically to protect their ego, manage intense emotional exhaustion, and maintain absolute control over what others know about them. So yeah, it turns out it's often not inner peace at all. It's a shield. Section 1. The surface layer, the silent data collector. Let's peel back the layers on this. We have to look at the external strategy they're deploying while everyone else around them is frantically talking. This whole behavior actually relies on a brilliantly simple social rule. Talking gives information out, but listening brings information in. Think about it. Most people feel this overwhelming pressure to talk, right? Like they have to fill every single awkward pause in a room. But highly calm individuals? They get that talking exposes you, while listening literally arms you with information. They're totally comfortable with silence because they use that space to act like human sponges, collecting valuable data while revealing absolutely nothing about themselves. So what exactly is the calm mind tracking during those quiet moments? Well, while you might be chatting away just to keep the conversation going, they are closely watching your behavior. They're picking up on that tiny shifting tone in your voice. They're reading the emotional reactions in the room. They're noticing unseen social patterns, like exactly who you look at when you speak. While everybody else is way too busy talking to notice these dynamic shifts, the calm person is quietly taking notes, which makes them far more aware and calculating than you might think. Psychologists actually call this analytical practice context building. And the crucial point here is that they aren't just being passive in their silence. They're staying entirely still so they can understand the entire situation, connecting seemingly unrelated signals before making any decision or reaction. It's kind of like they're playing chess while everyone else is playing checkers. By reading your physical behavior and timing, they build this massive, complex internal picture of the world, and that lets them anticipate your moves and act way before anyone else even realizes what's going on. Section 2. The armor layer, shielding vulnerability. We're going to dig one step deeper here. This might actually be the most surprising revelation we found. Calmness projects total certainty to hide deep self-doubts, regrets, and fears of inadequacy. Think about that. The individuals who appear the absolute most confident and unshakable in your life are often the ones desperately using quietness as a powerful form of self-protection. They use this calm exterior to avoid feeling emotionally exposed to you, actively keeping their real motives, their need for connection, and honestly, their deepest fears completely private. Why go to such extreme lengths? Because their brains actually associate people and social interactions with stress and extreme mental fatigue. Being social doesn't energize them, it completely drains them, especially when they're overthinking every single conversation. So, fearing emotional rejection far more than they fear loneliness, they actively choose to withdraw. They prefer to hide behind this antisocial, calm barrier where they feel emotionally safer. It's a calculated choice, emotional distance over emotional risk. But what happens when you try to actually get past that barrier? If you try to pierce that armor with a direct question that forces self-confrontation, they deploy what's known as the vague answer defense. No, they're not going to get angry or throw a tantrum. Instead, they protect their identity by seamlessly deflecting your curiosity. They'll give you a super surface-level response, change the subject completely, laugh the question off, or drastically simplify complex personal details. This calm evasiveness, it lets them entirely control the exact version of themselves that you get to see. Section 3. The core layer, the cost of suppression. Let's look at the deepest part of the mind. Now we need to expose the immense, invisible toll that maintaining this unflappable performance actually takes on them. We call this the daytime suppression trap. It's using busy productivity to actively avoid confronting real emotions. We've all seen this, right? A coworker or friend who smoothly navigates their daily tasks, looking totally relaxed, highly productive, completely in control. But they aren't actually free of stress. They're just absolute masters of distraction. They're using constant busyness to suppress how they truly feel. It's a highly functional illusion of peace. But the thing about that daytime strategy is it has a strict expiration date every single day. Psychology shows us that ignored emotions rarely just disappear, walk through their timeline. During the daytime, they are hyper-focused and distracted. But as the evening sets in, external stimulation drops. And then comes nighttime. When the room goes quiet and they are finally alone, this calm facade privately shatters. Those suppressed emotions come flooding back, leading to intense racing thoughts and totally exhausting nighttime overthinking. The ultimate takeaway you really need to understand here is that their daytime calm is a temporary performance that they pay for in the silence of the night. That quiet strength you're always admiring during the day, it's funded by a massive emotional debt. It's a debt they are forced to pay back when they're entirely alone. It is an incredibly heavy burden to carry, and it's hidden completely behind a perfectly still face. So, I want to leave you with this final, provocative thought. Who in your life is using perfect calm as a shield? And what are they silently observing about you right now? Once you start recognizing these complex internal systems of defense and control, you can finally look past the calm mask. You can begin to uncover the hidden truths shaping the minds of the quietest, most unshakable people in your life. Because once you understand these small patterns, you realize there's a whole hidden world right in front of you,